Good morning, dear students. We are back with another interesting chemistry topic. We are studying the chapter 2, the atomic structure, and today we will see about the Bohr's atomic model. That will be the main topic for today's lesson. So, dear students, please do open page number 21 from your textbook. It's our 7th video lesson, right? And for today's lesson, our main learning outcomes will be, we will be describe about the atomic model, and we will also discuss about the main key ideas of the Bohr atomic model. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So dear students, we studied about the discoveries of the fundamental particles of atoms like electron, proton and neutron. After the discoveries of these subatomic particles, the scientists led to the question that what is the main structure of an atom, and we can say that how atom looks inside. So the first person who came up with an idea of the atom structure, he was Niels Bohr. So in 1913, Niels Bohr, the renowned scientist, proposed a model for hydrogen atom, and scientists call them Bohr's atomic model because he was discovered by Niels Bohr. Okay, so in 1913, Niels Bohr proposed a model for the hydrogen atom. It is called Niels, or we can say that the Bohr's atomic model. What this model tells us about? This model tells us about and explains how electrons move around the nucleus. This model describes how electrons move around the nucleus. How electrons move around the nucleus. It is a nucleus. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the key ideas of Bohr atomic model, or we can say that the main postulates of the Bohr atomic model. So listen it carefully. The first point or first thing he observed in his model that electrons moved in fixed paths. Electron moved in fixed paths around the nucleus. Electrons moved in fixed paths around the nucleus, and these fixed paths we can say them orbits or shells or energy levels. There are the number of terms used for these specific areas. So dear students, look carefully. The areas around the nucleus, here is the nucleus, the areas around the nucleus where electrons revolve, these areas are known as shells, orbitals or energy levels. Okay, all of these three terms are used for shells. So electrons move in the fixed path around the nucleus, we call them orbits or shells. The second point, each orbit has fixed energy. Each orbit has fixed energy. Basically, we have four shells. We have four orbits named K, L, M and N. These are the names of shells. So each shell has fixed energy, or we call them energy level. We call them energy level, and energy level is represented by symbol N. Okay. The third point, the third postulate given by Niels Bohr, the orbit or shell that is closest to the nucleus, the orbit or shell that is closest to the nucleus has the lowest energy, Look at the diagram. Here is the nucleus. The closest shell to the nucleus is K. So K has the lowest energy. K has the lowest energy, and it is also known as ground state shell. It is also known as ground state shell. So the dear students, the shell that is near, that is closest to the nucleus is called ground state, and it contains the lowest energy, okay, as compared to the other shell. The fourth point he gave, the shells that are far from the nucleus, the shells that are far from the nucleus contain highest energy, We have four shells like K, L, M and N. Which one is the farthest from the nucleus? It's N shell. So according to him, The orbits that are farther from the nucleus have high energy. So N shell has the highest energy among all these four shells. Okay, I hope you get the point. Dear students, the last point, or we can say the fifth point given by Bohr atomic model, electrons cannot exist between two orbits. Electrons cannot exist between two orbits. It means each electron has its own shell. Each electron has its own shell. So, electrons cannot exist between two shells. Electrons cannot exist between two shells, or we can simply say that shells are the houses of electron. So electrons can live in their own house. Electrons cannot exist between two different shells. Electrons live or found or revolve in their own orbit, in their own shell. I hope you get the point. We have some interesting fact about atoms, as all we know that atom is the smallest unit of any matter. Atom is the smallest unit of any matter. So atoms are too small to see with naked eye, right? Atoms are too small to see with naked eye, and there is microscope that is used to see the atoms, and that specific microscope name is electron microscope. Electron microscopes are used to see atoms. Electron microscopes are used to see atoms. Atoms are extremely small, even they are not seen by the common microscopes or the compound microscopes. There are particular microscopes are used to see the atoms. These are electron microscopes. Dear students, the last content for today's lesson is the energy levels of shells. Energy levels of shell. As we know that each orbit has fixed energy, each orbit has fixed energy, we call them energy level. So energy level of different shells. So here we have the shell names, their energy levels and their subshells. Dear students, we have another new term, subshells. Listen carefully, shells are divided into subshells. And subshells names are like S, P, D, and F. The names of shells are K, L, M, and N. The names of subshells are S, P, D, and F. Shells are further divided into subshells. Okay. So here we have shell name, their energy level, and their subshells. So start with the very closest shell, that is K. Okay. The energy level of K shell is 1, and it has only one subshell S. Okay. The energy level of K shell is 1 and it has only one subshell S. Okay. If we talk about the L shell, its energy level is 2 and it contains two subshells S and P. S and P. If we talk about the M shell, its energy level is 3 and it contains three subshells S, P and D. And lastly, the farther shell from the nucleus is N shell. Its energy level is 4 and N shell contain four subshells S, P, D and F. All of them are consisted inside the N shell because it is the farther one from the nucleus and it contains the highest energy among all of four shells, right? So that's all for today. I hope this concept is clear to you. If you have any question, any query regarding to that specific topic, please ask. Stay safe, stay happy. Meet you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz. Keep revising.